Okay, ladies, this is PLC number 2, and we are going over our progress monitoring stuff. So I started with Miss O again. Most of my slides I just kind of recreated from previous and added in more information for you. So if it will allow me to do my thing. There we go. We all know Miss O. She's a second grade student with a speech only IEP, first grade teacher concerned about reading and writing skills, has anxiety and something else undiagnosed still, struggles with demands and authority, and becomes very overwhelmed with when reading. And now I'm adding writing on because writing for some reason is something that just seems to push her over, and she doesn't like to do it the way I do it. She wants to do it her way. So we're still working on that.
In
Um,
the letter formation.
Yeah, letter formation. And she's a lefty, so then she really struggles because she has this, I don't know, we've used the Y writer now, which is it's like a
Hmm.
pencil that has it fits
Yep.
on your hand and they
Hmm.
can hold it like this, and that's kind of
Hmm.
helped. So
Hmm.
this was her Dibbles pre-assessment data. I thought I would share this with you again because I go off of this um to explain where she is now. So her nonsense word fluency for correct letter sounds was 33, and her nonsense word fluency words read correctly was 8. Her oral reading words read correctly was 10, and her oral reading accuracy was 56. So, um, I'm still using the UFly progress monitoring for each lesson and unit. Weeks 4 and 8, I'm still doing the oral reading fluency using Dibbles, and I'm still using the nonsense word reading fluency second grade materials. No changes have been made. Everything's really kind of going according to plan. Here is her little progress so far. So, Miss O went from a comfortable, um, correct letter sounds from I think it was like 33 to 34. So she's making small gains here, but she did also go from 8 words to 10 words down here.
Awesome.
So, I mean, small gains, but happy with her progress.
Yeah.
She's still working hard and she's really proud of her work. So, I'm happy. As you could see, I plan on progress monitoring her on the 3rd of November and then again her post assessment.
Mhm.
And that'll kind of tie it all in here for her. I did this also for her oral reading fluency. So, her total words read correctly were from 10 to 18, and she went from 56% accuracy to 75% accuracy, and her errors went down. So that was a win too. I thought it was really nice to see that her errors are starting to decrease. So, um, a couple of the strengths that I have noticed from this plan is I can see her improving her reading fluency and her letter sound correspondence. Then I've also been able to see how she's using what she's learning to improve her reading skills.
Mhm.
Finally, let's see if it'll let me do what I wanted it to do. Yay. So I have created a chart that shows her total. So at the end of every UFly lesson, there is a progress monitoring you can do. And this has shown you what she scored when it was, and that means she was in the green. So for each one of these, she's been in the green. We just finished on the 8th the short eye review, and she was also in the green. I will note that her, actually, I think she was here. I lie. Look at, I'll change that. So that puts her in the blue. She got 8 out of 10 total words. So she struggled with a couple of nonsense or irregular words. So do, she put DOW, and then she spelled can with a K. So actually, my next lesson with her is I'm going to take the UFly materials and make my own CK lesson using the cat kite rule
Oh,
Hmm.
there you go.
because she really, really struggled with that. So, yeah, this was a fun little free tracker, and I love this thing because it's nice to see. I will be putting in once my other darlings get to this level, I will be going back and adding them in. We've got a ways to go for that. So,
I didn't realize they did an assessment after each lesson. I thought it was just after like the group or like the review and the kind of maybe unit or whatever.
so in the back of the book, there is progress monitoring checks for each lesson. And I like them. And I found online these little trackers here.
I was going to say,
Hmm.
I thought they had them online too.
They may have them online. I just know that they have, I found these on Teachers Pay Teachers, and that's what they use. So this is one of my former students.
Okay.
So it goes through, there's three words that are usually using the different types of the letter sequences that you're learning or the vowel or whatever the spelling sequence is. And then they practice their sight words from the story and then they write a sentence. So you get to
Oh,
see
okay.
them. That's something I added in more this year and I strongly recommend it because I think you get to see whether they're carrying it over or not.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where Miss O is. She's impressing me. She's giving me her all and I'm just happy. Okay, I want you to thank you. Let me go back here. I think that's everything. It is. Yeah. So another strength would be that I can now see her spelling progress using the U-Fly progress monitoring, and her irregular words and spelling concepts are showing improvement based on the progress she is making. I don't have any like I haven't found any specific weaknesses that I feel that I'm not covering yet. Um, I'm hoping at this point. I seem to be giving her a lot of repetition. We've been changing the pencil. We're using more of that checklist approach because for her, she needs that. She likes the checklist. In fact, she has to take it
Oh,
home with her.
totally. Oh, that was so funny in the video. I loved it.
Yes, she really does like
Like,
to.
oh, look, fill in this.
And she's like, "Oh, I am done. Fill it in or check it
Yep.
off." I gave her one
Hmm.
previously that she checked in but I had already done all the marks that we'd already done. So she only had one box to fill in, and she was just so frustrated with me. So she's like, there's not
I
that
love
many
it.
to fill in. I'm like, that's a good thing. That means we don't have much to cover. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's Miss O. Um, she seems to be doing really well. And if I keep on keeping on, I think we're gonna make some good gains. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Let's see. Can you share or pass control over to me?
Do you need me to let's see more?
Or can I do?
Mm,
I used to know this, but like the back of my hand. Now it
I
takes
think if you go down to the bottom, you'll
share.
see the share button. Uh-huh.
Ah,
Yep.
there we go. Okay. Let's see, where do I want to go? That's a good question, Mary Jane.
There you are.
There I
You see
am.
your screen, so there you are. You're there.
Okay. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. No.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Look at
All
that.
right. So I am working with Miss Luciana, Miss L, and she is a total crack up. We have been have you changed your proposed plan? No. She's doing really well. The negative is she was out for a week, then the child that I have with her was out for a week, and it's
Mm,
like, okay, I gotta get him caught up, I gotta get you. And I'm learning how to I want to implement after this trimester, I want to implement a canvas so that I can push things out, that I can have the kids working on things while I'm bringing the other kids up to speed.
hmm
Um, because I really lost close to 2 weeks with her on that one. It was just like,
Hmm.
great, he's gone, you're gone,
Oh,
everyone's gone. But it is what it is. Welcome to working with children. She's rocking it. I'm really proud of her. I think the strengths are she's never had explicit instruction before, and she's never had something this intense. I'm doing Wilson with her. She loves all the little marking of the words. She likes doing the flashcard, all the different things we do. She loves doing. Um, Now I'm actually wondering if some of this is an act. Um, and I'm not sure, but she's doing well. Weakness, yeah, when they're absent, it's hard to get them caught up. The pace is slow, but I really don't consider that a weakness when you're dealing with two kids who have dyslexia tendencies. They're both doing really well. I'm very proud of them. What are the growth? Her fluency, I do because it's on her IEP, I do fast bridge every week. Oh, so this is grade level. Her baseline was 49 words correct per minute with 90% accuracy. I won't read through everything else, but she's slowly gaining and improving in her accuracy, which I'm thrilled about. Um, for Wilson, you have an end of lesson dictation, and she has rocked it. So I based it off of the 13 out of 13 was actual words. And so it's words per, because you're doing sounds, you're doing words, you're doing nonsense words, you're doing phrases, and you're doing sentences. She's doing really well. And she's never had heart words before, so we're working on heart words too. And yeah, so I'm really pleased. Her oral reading, whoops, sorry. At the end of every lesson with Wilson, they have to read 15 words, just like that. And she is mastering them. I'm very proud of her. You can see these were all on the first try. So I'm very proud of her for working on those. Let's see, what do I have? What are you continuing? I would like to put some Haggerty in there just to with her phoneme manipulation, and I'm also going to start tracking her reading real and nonsense words on FastBridge, just to have something that's a little more consistent than our end of lesson. But she's rocking it. I'm really proud of her. It'll be exciting to see what kind of growth she has. And then to be with her through the end of the year and then more than likely next year too. It'll be really fun to see her growth. There you go.
And you seem like you have a
Good
lot of
job.
really good things already set up and in place. And it looks like she's making some great oral reading fluency progress with
Oh,
those
she is.
words.
And her
That's
spelling,
amazing.
I'm getting her, sometimes you wonder, are you even thinking about the spelling, honey?
Hmm.
Let's think. Let's tap. Tapping's
Right?
a huge thing.
Yes, it is.
Like they've never seen that before. I'm like, really? You guys haven't, no one's taught you.
I know. It's crazy,
Um,
but it does seem like it's making a world of improvement. And I like that you say that it may be a weakness, but I don't think where you're at with pace and level is a weakness. I think you're right in the sense that um the kids are moving at the pace they need to, and you're moving with them. So,
and this group is actually moving a lot faster than my fourth grade group.
well, there you go. Seems to me
I'm
like you've
like,
got
oh, you guys are gonna like outpace my fourth graders.
I
Okay.
like that you have incorporated the nonsense words or the
Mhm.
non-words too. Because I think sometimes, especially when they get into third and fourth and fifth grade, they start to recognize, the shape or the first few letters, and it makes sense in the sentence, and they sort of kind of guess at the word and whatnot. But when you can really tell with accuracy in their decoding when they have those nonsense words and they know, okay, this makes this sound in this
Yep.
situation. So I
And
think
they
that's
hate
really
it.
good.
Oh, they totally hate it. They hate
Yeah.
reading nonsense
they
words.
do, but I love it because I can hear them whether they're seeing the sounds. I can hear if they're, in the sense that they're using the right spelling. S-
Yes.
Um, X, I cannot put my words into thought here tonight, but the spelling patterns and explanations for them. So yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
it's good. Nice
It's
job.
fun. Very fun. Thank you. All
All
right.
right.
Nice
I
stuff.
do not have a slideshow. I apologize.
That's okay. No big deal.
But so I would not say I have a change to my plan yet. I think I have adjusted a little bit. So I incorporate not only my UFly manual, and I instead of doing Haggerty, because he's already done all of the Haggerty, I started using Kilpatrick's 1 minute exercises. He does struggle with phonemic awareness,
Hmm.
not only with elision or deletion, but also substitution and
Hmm.
addition as well. So I've added that in as well, and I make up my own
Gotcha.
nonsense words because UFly does not offer that. Right now he's pretty good with his vowel sounds, but he tends to almost kind of make up his own story. I don't want to say he's making up his own story. That sounds bad, but he can read fairly fluently, but then he omits suffixes and he guesses at kind of where the story is going. And instead of I will, he'll say I'll. And sometimes the verb tense doesn't always match with the subject. So we're kind of focusing right now on digraphs and digraph blends. Thought we were doing really great when they're in isolation and with the nonsense words or the non-words. But I did do the UFly assessment, and he read all 99 words in the end of unit sort of assessment or progress monitoring. But he had 9 errors. So he's still at a 90% with that, but you know, we it didn't change the story. He still had comprehension. He still understood what was happening with it, but the tense changed, or we're adding an extra to or a be, it could be, or this went to this. So we've got to go back and work on some of that. I also found UFly had a roll in a chart where you could roll the die and then say some real words, and he really enjoyed that. That kind of broke up the monotony of it, because he does get fatigued. 45 minutes is a long time to sit there. We did work on some handwriting a little bit today with some spelling. And the negative part of it, I would say, is the fatigue, and he's there's just so many things he's trying to remember and hang on to. He does also have a speech disorder diagnosis. So he has not only receptive speech disorder, but also expressive. And his tongue kind of gets a little tied up a bit as well. So when we were doing the segmenting and blending, he would hear the S in string, but he would say it as sh. So he kind of got because he knew the focus was on digraphs. So he was like, okay, there must be a digraph in that somewhere instead of consonant blends. In terms of growth, I think he is making some growth. I can tell that he did not have explicit spelling and explicit decoding in his experience. So we're now going back. When I first initially started this, he didn't understand that CK came at the end of certain kinds of words. So we're going to go back and work on that. I think that's actually coming up. So we're gonna have TCH and DGE, but first I needed also explain to him about soft C, hard C, hard G, and soft G, because he was a little confused. He kept wanting to put CK at the end of a lot of words. So we're making some progress. It's slow, and he's eager to please. He really wants to do a good job. And when he reads, he wants to read quickly, but we need to make sure that we're reading correctly, accurately, and gaining comprehension too. So that's where I am with Mr. T.
Nice. That sounds great.
I agree. I think you're on the good path. I'm curious, has Mr. T ever had any CAP D testing done, which is
It's Cat B
Central
testing.
Auditory Processing Disorder?
I'm going to have to pull his assessment. I want to say he was tested for audio. I know he's passed all of the regular school audio testing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he passed some as well. He was actually evaluated 2 times by a speech pathologist. But I also see some of the markers for dyslexia as well. There is definitely something going on with the processing of the sound and
My
that
little
sort of
grayson
tongue
has
tie
CAP
a little
D.
bit. Mm-hmm.
He has CAP D, so there's a lot of sounds that he may hear, like ch and j. He will
Mm-hmm.
get them confused constantly. He gets
Mm-hmm.
sh and oh gosh, he gets so many confused. His G's
Well,
get
in
confused.
TR and truck, they think it's
Yeah, truck.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does a lot of
He's going to
trucks.
get a full psychological or psych ed evaluation in November. So hopefully we can kind of suss out some more issues as
Yeah.
well. And I suspect maybe a little bit of ADHD too.
Oh, I'm
So
sure. Well, and it's very
as you will see
comorbid
in the
with
video,
dyslexia. It's very
hmm
comorbid with dyslexia.
it is.
And
And some of them
the,
kind of mimic each other as well.
they do.
So,
That was the Cap D conversation that we had with Grayson's parents was because um
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Sorry.
it's called central auditory processing disorder. It
Oh,
is
oh,
where
I've never heard it.
yeah, they don't hear the same thing
Right,
than we do when we say sounds.
right.
So for
hmm
him, I do a lot of, and Charlotte, this may be something you may have to look into and doing more. I do a lot of touching of his throat and telling me what is voice on, voice off with
Mhm.
hmm
Grayson, especially with j and ch.
hmm
Which one is it? Because it's in the same mouth placement. What is happening here? Um,
hmm
just little things like that that you may have to kind of look into. Cat,
Thank you. I appreciate that. And
yeah,
we
no
do it
problem.
definitely with the digraph th, but I hadn't thought about with ch and j.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime that you can show him where there's a voice on or voice off, I would highly recommend it.
Okay.
Another thing I might suggest, and I know Cap D is something that has to be done through an audiologist.
Okay.
Has to be done through an audiologist because that's what we had to send Mr. G somewhere else for it.
Okay. Then he
So
definitely has not had that then.
yeah, I mean, it's just something that might help explain certain things with Grayson.
hmm
That was a big piece. He still struggles with placements of his R's. So his R's are always lazy. R's are like, like
hmm
I got a letter. And I'm like, you didn't get a
Uh-huh.
letter. You got a
Yeah.
letter to curl your tongue.
hmm
He cannot do that. And it's also
hmm
because he does not hear it the same way. G,
hmm
G is not placed in the right placement in his mouth. Either he tries to throw it forward, more like a duh, a duh,
hmm
where
Right.
hmm
it's got to be back here. And we constantly are talking about like touch back here. You can feel it like kind of wiggle back here. You're G, G. And
Yeah.
so we're playing. I'm sure if somebody walked in and saw us, but it's funny, but it does really seem to help him throw his sounds. And he also has a struggle with nasals. Anything like
hmm
I can
am
see
or
how that could
an.
totally help. Oh, completely.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
We'll do a lot of practice with the nasal N, where if you can say then you're fine. But if you can still say "Mm," you're not doing it right because you should not be
hmm
able to. I'm like, you should basically choke on your words. And he's like, okay,
hmm
I can do
hmm
that. So we've been really working through that. That's a big thing for him. So if those are areas that you're seeing with Mr. T, I strongly suggest that.
Some of it, not all of it, but I think that's a really good point, and that's something that we can look into. I really appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
Not only for him, but just for future reference
Yeah.
too. So
I,
yeah.
I I have found that the more I put a mirror in front of a kid's face and the more we touch the sounds and the vibrations, the
hmm
more my students gain from it.
Mhm.
hmm
And even if it seems funny, I mean, especially my older ones are like, that's stupid. I'm like, you say that, but you can take a test like this and you can say g ch, and you can tell me whether you're making a voice sound. They'll never know you're doing it. Your hand's on your neck, but they
hmm
don't see it. And I'm like,
hmm
oh. And so it's when they realize that I'm like, we can do things that are not obvious for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
I
helps.
think I see like a future Celt here on our
Oh, totally. I'm
yeah.
scared. There's no way I could do that.
Oh, I'd love it. That's actually, yeah, that's where I wanted to
That's
go
in
to
your
Springfield
10-year
for.
plan.
That's what I wanted to go to Springfield for was the Calt. And I
Yeah.
couldn't swing it because I'd had to be there by um really early in the evening and I was not even out of work at that time. So
Well,
no
Well,
how
a friend
problem.
of mine just finished hers. She went through Take Flight and she absolutely loves it. So maybe finish this, but
how
I
long did it
you're
take?
How long does it take for me to get there?
Well, no, how long does it take to get your Celt?
my
Depends.
friend did it in 2 years, but the
Mm-hmm.
district also paid for it. And they went
Mine
through
depends.
Scottish Rite in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Um, Wendy Cantwell.
Fun?
Wendy Cantwell is one of my friends that I kind of became friends with through this program, and she is a Celt.
hmm
And she's also one who is encouraged. I love it. And even when we were in our bachelor's, we did a lot of speech stuff in special education, and I
Hmm.
always seem to kind of find myself drifting to that part. So,
Well, it's
somewhere
all
down the road.
incorporated, and you've got a great foundation. So I
Yeah,
think
you
that's where
totally have
you're.
a good foundation.
It's fun.
Hmm.
It's fun when you start to, yeah,
Very
see
interesting.
the lights turn on in their heads and their little eyeballs are like, I know that now. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite part of tutoring, I think, is just watching them go, I didn't know that before, and now I do. And you're like, I know.
Hmm.
Or watching them go
That's
from,
nice, but it's when it's your own kid, and
oh,
you're
it
like,
is.
"Why didn't somebody teach you this?"
I
Oh.
know. Well, and it's hard for me as a teacher in our own district to think that too. I think
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
we have all the stuff in place, but if a teacher just doesn't feel like teaching it, that's not
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. And it's so hard because the fidelity of that is gone then. That
right.
means there's
Hmm.
an entire class, 30 some odd kids that probably did not get it.
Yeah.
And now they're significantly further behind than the other two classes that did.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm fighting a losing battle, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
We had at parent teacher conferences, we talked about like so this is like a steady slope,
Right.
but if you're down here to try to catch up,
yep,
it's even steeper,
yes.
and it's like
Yeah, the flat
doing
line
such
is
a
what scares me
disservice.
more than anything. I hate a
Yeah.
flat line. And there'll be so
Hmm.
many teachers that will say, "Oh, yeah, they're just consistent." I'm like, "They're not consistent.
Oh,
Consistent means we're going this way. If we're not going that way, we're not going anywhere." So, yeah, it's crazy. So,
All right. Good
we're
job,
doing it.
everybody.
all right.
Hey,
Nice job. Thank
you
you.
did it. You're
You
welcome.
did
Have a
it.
great evening.
Have a
Every
great evening. And yeah, I'll go in and make some comments on your
Me
15-minute
too.
video. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Bye,
Y'all have a good
ladies.
night.
You
Everyone
Get
take
well,
too.
care of
Terry.
themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.